Hi, I'm Remy Blumenfeld. I'm a professional coach, and today I want to share with you 3 rules for playing the game of life with purpose, grace, and ease. I don't know how you feel about the phrase playing the game of life, but if you can see life as a game, you're already ahead. It just brings a lightness to what you do that maybe isn't there. And one really important distinction is the distinction between being committed and being attached. Let me explain what I mean. When I am attached, I bring my ego into the situation. So I make it about me. If this succeeds, if this fails, it's about me. If it succeeds, I'm a better person, I'm a success. If it fails, I'm a failure. So that's what attachment looks like. Commitment just means doing my best. No matter what happens, being committed to the outcome, doing whatever it takes to make that outcome happen, but recognizing that if it succeeds, it doesn't mean I'm a better person, and if it fails, it doesn't mean I'm a failure. It's separating who I am from what I do. Can you see how that distinction could free up your life? Because if you weren't attached, there could be a lightness, a playfulness in how you approach something. Whereas if I make it all about me, it's pretty heavy for me and for the people around. I know a lot of people think, well, if you're just committed, then will it actually happen? But I would argue that being committed is much more powerful without the baggage of ego and making it about me. So try that on the next time you have a big project and see how it feels to just be committed but not attached. The second distinction I want to share with you is called rule number 6, and it comes from an amazing life coach called Benjamin Zander. He tells the story of 2 prime ministers sat down in conversation with one another, and no sooner have they started than a man comes in. He's all enraged, his hands are flying all over the place, his hair is a mess, and the resident prime minister says, "Peter, remember rule number 6. And the guy's whole demeanor gets transformed. He looks calm, he smiles, his shoulders move down, and he leaves the room almost laughing. And then the visiting prime minister is in conversation again and notices he's interrupted by a woman who seems very agitated, very disturbed, quite alarmed. Her expression is of great fear, and again, the resident prime minister says, "Judith, please remember rule number 6. Well, this happens 2 more times, and the visiting prime minister just can't resist asking, what's going on here? I've seen many strange things in my travels, but never anything quite as strange as this. Would you mind sharing with me what is rule number 6? And the resident prime minister says, "Yeah, sure. Rule number 6 is don't take yourself so bloody seriously." Well, the visiting prime minister says, that really sounds like an incredibly good and sensible rule, and it clearly has a transformational effect. Would you mind sharing the other rules? And the resident prime minister says, "Oh, there aren't any." So I encourage you to use rule number 6. And finally, a third really great way to get in touch with what really matters to you right now is to have a conversation with your future self. Sounds weird, I know, but imagine yourself 20 years from now. Imagine what you look like. Imagine what it feels like to have a conversation with yourself 20 years from now, and ask yourself 20 years from now what to do. I promise you they'll tell you, don't sweat the small stuff, doesn't really matter, don't take yourself so seriously. Because with a little bit of perspective, we know that's true, and having a conversation with our future selves is a great way to access the wisdom that we already carry around with us. I've recorded a visualization. It takes about 15 minutes to do, but when you have 15 minutes to yourself, click on the link below and go to do a future self visualization. I'm Remy Blumenfeld. Thank you for listening. Till next time.